The Togian Islands fall right in the centre of the coral triangle, so while here it felt rude not to throw in a couple of dives.
Next dive is going to be my 100th dive, and according to Errol, I'm supposed to do it naked.
Squarely in the centre of the world-renowned Coral Triangle, with its highest level of marine biodiversity on Earth, the Togians are one of those places divers travel from afar to experience. But like many places across Southeast Asia, it has its share of reef depletion and degradation. Illegal fishing with explosives or cyanide poisoning has left lifeless patches, and rising temperatures across the globe has meant coral bleaching. But even with these threats, life underwater is varied and spectacular, as we found out when we dived there. We just had our first dive in Togian, and a beautiful wall, really spectacular coral, and the biggest sponges and the biggest clam we've ever seen, I think. And plenty of life, really full of life. So many different fish I saw, even some quite large fish further out that were wanting to eat the other fish. Not so much macro for you, but just intense amount of stuff everywhere. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, and the clarity, visibility was amazing.
Next dive is going to be my 100th dive, and according to Errol, I'm supposed to do it naked.
But we've all said don't do it naked, please.
I wouldn't wish that on the poor sea creatures under the water. I think it would kill them all off.
At least I'd have something to pull when I want your attention.
This is Mr. Crocodile. Crocodile Playboy. We don't know why he's called. Why is he called Playboy Crocodile? What's the reason?
Because he's many girls.
Oh, right. He's a bit of a ladies' man.
And his bride only have girls and girls.
So here we are at the location of my 100th dive, and it's going to be with the saltwater crocodiles and the local fishermen. It's a little cut through. It's called you call it the channel, don't you? So it's basically a cut through. Where we're anchored, just behind us is a cut through down to the main town here. I'm not sure we can bring the boat down here, but it's a little lagoon. One little fishing hut ashore. We've just returned from our second dive, my 100th dive. Also our longest dive. Check this out, we did an hour and a half underwater, and that was just with normal air, not nitrox, mainly because we didn't go below 10 meters. It was a muck dive, not quite to the same level as Lembe, but it was still really good fun. Both Liz and I love those kind of discovery dives where you're just always on the lookout for little critters. Fortunately Errol managed to point out a few that we would have missed ourselves, but always great fun. We've got a funny little location as well in that channel there. But yeah, hour and a half, eh? Good fun. So we're just going to have a break now before doing the house reef.
The four main coral reef systems, fringing, barrier, atoll and patch, are found in the Togians. It's not only illegal fishing that is taking its toll on these specialised systems though. Sedimentation, careless anchoring, being walked on and rising sea temperatures are all threats too. The Kadadiri Paradise Resort is doing its bit to keep them healthy and has even laid a new coral garden.
There was a little bit of a current here, so it started off as a drift dive, but as we got deeper we were able to sort of maintain our positions, and literally the three of us just did our own thing. And Errol spent the good part of an hour looking for the pygmy seahorse, which eventually he found, so he was very happy, and of course we were too. But yeah, 3 very long dives yesterday. Because we kept shallow for most of the dives, most of the time during the dives, we were able to, I think we clocked up about 4 hours underwater yesterday, which has got to be a record. Anyway, this morning we're just settling our bill with these guys, and they are very kindly going to try and get hold of some diesel for us. You can imagine, being so isolated here, getting hold of diesel is quite difficult anyway, and obviously even more difficult for people like us. So we've asked the guys here to help out, and hopefully they're going to pick us some diesel up. So we're just catching up on a few internety things because they've got satellite internet here, and then we've really got to start pushing on. But you can see the weather is very changeable at the moment. It rained this morning, it's been pretty overcast, the odd squall come through, so I think we were quite fortunate yesterday to do our diving on a very, very calm, clear day.
Hi, my name is Alice. We are in Togian Islands. I own a resort, it's a Kadadiri Paradise. It's a small resort in a remote area. You're very welcome to come and visit Togian Island. We are a family-run business, but we would love to welcome you as a family and visit our islands around.
Well, it's been very special being allowed to hang out here in a little island paradise on the Togian Islands. Very unexpected pleasure. We had 3 incredible dives yesterday, all of which were long, the longest being an hour and a half. Seen plenty of critters, and in fact even just standing here on this jetty I saw a black-tip reef shark go by. We saw dolphins out in the main bit, and you can see all kinds of things if you wait and look long enough. Yeah, it's been lovely. It's been quite a relief to be in a stress-free environment for a while, not worrying about the boat, not worrying about anything, visas, none of that rubbish. But every little idyll comes to its end, and we've got some more diesel. The guys were good enough to supply it for us, and we will be going either this afternoon if we can, or tomorrow morning, to start the beginning of our journey south to Lombok from the Togian Islands. It's been great so far.
So this is Wakai. This is the principal town of the Togian Islands. It's got super fast internet connection as well, which is great, not just for us but for you, because it means that we can get our videos up and keep you entertained without slipping a week, which is great. So tomorrow we're going to do some provisioning and what have you. Now the next part of our trip is going to be pretty interesting, because I've spent most of today just doing some passage planning and sort of familiarising myself with the lay of the land between here and I suppose would it be East Sulawesi? It's the bit in the middle anyway, but of the mainland when we cross back over through the Tomini Bay. There's reefs, rocks, little islands, shoals everywhere. So when we come across the east side of the Togian, so I expect we'll be going through this channel here. I don't even know if we can get through it, but we're going to give it a go. On the south side of the Togian Islands, it's just, I mean, you look at I'll overlay an image, satellite image, but it's like this, just lagoons and spits and shoals, and so we've got that to contend with. And then, I don't know, we might try and aim for, there's a little islands in between the Togian and the mainland. Could try and anchor there, depends on the winds. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And then when we get onto the mainland, I've been looking at the coastline, potential anchorages for the night, and again, it's just it's mind-boggling. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out. So yeah, this is a nice little spot though. It's pretty busy. There's lots of fishing boats going past. There are big ferries. We saw a Fenesi as well, which was a passenger boat. It was on AIS, and we get big ferries coming through every now and then as well. But yeah, it's all right here. It's not bad, and it'll be interesting to see what the town is like tomorrow. This is for YouTube.
Oke, my name is Nawir. Halo, saya dari Wakai. Nice to see you, nice to meet you.
So I should explain, we are now in Wakai. Wakai is the capital town of the Togian Islands. And this man has just helped us with our line, stuck the dinghy here, and we're just going to go into town, do a bit of provisioning, and say hello to the locals as we always do. It's a photo shoot with the dinghy. We wanted to put the kids in the dinghy, and I did say no because I just need to get out of the sun and get going. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. Okay?
Okay, nice to see you.
Okay, terima kasih. Thank you.
One moment.
Yeah, selfie for Instagram?
No, just Facebook.
Facebook?
Yes.
Hello, Facebook.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Baby.
thank you.
Semua saya kasih, semua saya berikan. Ada nggak yang berani tebus 2.500.000? Jadi, nggak mau kan? Oh, nggak senang 2.500.000. Simpan ini barangnya.
So I like the Del Boy.
Simpan dia punya barang.
Yeah,
Simpan dia punya
Del
barang.
Boy
Singkirkan dia punya barang.
wheeling and dealing out the back of his van.
Many islanders derive their income directly or indirectly from tourism. The Bajau community relies almost exclusively on fishing for trade, and most of the population depends on the sea for its food. It's worth remembering that conservation issues found on land and sea are often the result of poor education, but more usually the underlying problem is poverty.
How are you? He was a happy chappy, wasn't he? So Liz has just shown our passport details to, I suppose they're sort of shipping agent come tour operators that are sitting at the main jetty, and the guy that helped us with our lines, he's also a shipping agent as well, so he checks the passports of visiting tourists. We're not going to spend long here, we just literally want to provision for some tomatoes, vegetables, maybe grab a coffee, and yeah, that's it. And just, you know, soak up the atmosphere just for an hour or so. We're only on the GoPro, so we're not going to get any special footage, but still, you just get a nice feel for this place. Tourists!
Tourists! Cash money, money, cash.
Come on, let's have some service here. Come and take our money. Hello. Your nama? Nama?
Ririn.
Get in. Not green light.
Yes.
What else are you buying, Liz?
I'm buying some 5,000.
50,000 or 5?
Yeah, 50,000 for one.
50?
What? 5.
No, that's right,
No,
Liz.
5.
That's right.
For one.
Yeah, okay. Some little chilies, because they're quite nice just to chop up and put in dishes. Fresh chilies, particularly for omelette. Okay.
Hello. He's got better tomatoes. How are you? Water processing plant, a water distribution centre. It's actually quite a strange sensation coming to a town like this, because you can see it shop after shop after shop. They've even got tourist shops selling bags and things, and plenty of vegetables, gas supplies, basically everything you'd expect from a town. But of course, where we've been for the last however many days or weeks it's been in the Togian, this is the first sort of hive of activity that we've come across. So for us, this is a bit of a culture shock. It feels like we're walking down Fifth Avenue in New York City. Ah, engine oil. Right.
Baby.
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 Baby, baby.
Baby.
Halo.
Apa kabar?
Halo, apa
Good.
kabar? Udah balik itu nih sih.
Say hello.
Hello, mister. Bilang. Gagal ya.
It's encouraging to see all these shops here, because when I was looking at Google Maps, the only thing that appears on Google Maps are chemists and mosques, and that's all I could find. So it's good to see this shop after shop after shop. It's actually quite a nice little little town, this. Typically Indonesian, of course, very relaxed, and lots of hello misters.
U-boat, huh? U-boat.
Hello. Hello.
Ah, dia foto saya.
What are you buying now, Liz?
Enam telur.
And telur is 6 eggs. Anything else? Now we just walked down the other side of the main dock here, and I jokingly said to Liz, this is where we'll find all the real fruit and veg, and sure enough it is. Every shop here now is just fruit and veg, and it's pretty well supplied considering how remote this place is. They're obviously getting in stuff from the mainland, but they have all sorts, from cucumbers to long beans, tomatoes obviously, fern, which is what it sounds like. It is little ferns, which we've eaten plenty of times, very tasty. Pumpkins, limes, everything. It's well stocked. And so ends our very quick little jaunt around Wakai. Pleasant little town to be expected, and well stocked with vegetables, which is always good. Oh, Liz wants to say something really important.
I do. If you come here, you go to the jetty, walk down here and go left, because that is where all the vegetables are.
And right opposite is a nice little coffee shop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming back now to the jetty. This is where we left our dinghy, and you can see Esper quietly anchored over in the corner there.